Hi guys, this is the Idaho Picker, and what you're looking at here is an image of one of the berms, or shall we call it a levee, that was built in Louisiana around the, or what used to be the levee, around the Louisiana sinkhole. And they had stated that these berms would be able to handle, or these levees would be able to handle, a Class 3 hurricane. Well, they got some rain and their levees washed away. So they were a little off on their calculations of that these berms, levees, could handle a Class 3 hurricane. And in fact, they couldn't even handle a bit of rain. And I'll put the link below for you on this video so you can go check it out. But their berms have washed away, and you'd think they are in Louisiana, they should know how to build a levee, right? And they thought they did, and they said it could handle a Class 3 hurricane, and it could not. It could not handle a thundercloud. Now I want to take you and show you a bunch more things and update you on a number of things. One of which is this is a no-wake order that has been put in place. Since the berms washed away, they want to claim that it had something to do with the boats instead of their shoddy workmanship in building levees down there. It can handle a Class 3 hurricane, but it can't handle a boat in anywheres in the general area. So they're shutting down a lot of areas. I'll put the link below. They've got a fine of not to exceed $500 and not to exceed 6 months in parish jail or both. So even though it's their fault that the salt dome collapsed, even though it's their fault that the cavern collapsed, even though it's their shoddy work that caused this whole thing, well, don't go riding around on your rivers or your bayous with a boat anymore, because we will potentially throw you in jail for 6 months and hit you with a $500 fine. The 6 months, of course, would ruin your life. Now this is a imagery of the sinkhole that was been recently released. It is showing the current depths of the sinkhole. Okay. Another way to look at it, if we come down here, this is looking at it from one side, a west-east cross section. You can see the different dates here. You may have a little hard time seeing some of it. Let me see if I can zoom that in just a little bit for you. So here is the zoomed in section, so you can see it a little bit better. You can see the different lines represent different times where they've did depth measurements on the sinkhole itself. Currently the most recent one is 5/14/13. This line here appears to be pink, that is running down through here, okay, back up across here and back down approximately to here. So they're saying the current depth of the sinkhole is approximately about here, which is right at about 170 feet. Okay, let's go on down and take a look at the opposite cross section. Okay, this is the north south or south north cross section, and we can find the most current date again that they've got on this cross section. And the most current one I see on here, unless I'm overlooking it, of course I see the pink line, but I don't see them having it labeled. Here's the pink line. If we follow it on down to here, they don't have this one labeled, but once again at about 170 feet here. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea of how the sinkhole is currently shaped down below. It's got a bucket down in the bottom basically, okay, like that. And then they're saying this right here is the entry point going down, I suppose, or either they're saying it's called a wireline shot, whatever that is. But obviously the sinkhole drains down into the cavern below from there, and they're saying that there is 96 feet is all, which I find kind of hard to believe, that there's only 96 feet of the cavern left to fill in when we know the cavern was the size of 2 Empire State Buildings. So I find that a little bit hard to believe that there's only 96 feet. I'm not saying it's incorrect, I just find it hard to believe. Now I'm going to take you over real quick. We'll take a look at the seismic activity, see if there's still jumping and rolling down there. You know, we'll just look at some of the charts here. This is a chart up to the moment showing that, yeah, there is still a lot of shaking and rattling, rolling going on at the sinkhole right now. Let's take a look at another chart. Oh, even better. Actually off the chart, as you can see by the flatlining here. Okay, so there is substantial seismic activity still going on down there. Okay, now we're currently looking at LA12, the most active one, and if we come to this chart here, this is LA12, the location of LA12. The sinkhole itself has now expanded to be right close to that LA12. It runs more like around in this area here. Okay, and this seismic monitor is right here, and it only measures what is going on below it, right below the ground. And what it's measuring is that the edge of the salt dome that runs along here is still coming apart. These guys have started something that they can't stop, and now they're of course going after, at least publicly going after, Texas Brine. Strange thing is, though, is I believe Texas Brine is just one of them. Okay, they got a little movie going on for you here. And in the recent governors, where Governor Jindal came in and had a little speech, he had a rah-rah session, you know, where they came in and said, "We're with you, and Texas Brine is going to pay." Well, let me tell you something, Governor Jindal. Let me tell you something, Texas Brine and all these other organizations, DNR, and the Illuminati groups that are involved. You're not going to be able to fix this problem. You can't fix it. All the money it's important to get those people out of there and give them some money back, yeah. But you're not going to be able to fix this, and you're going to stand up there and claim you're with the people. But we know different. We know you're not with the people. The United States government is not with the people. So why are you with the people? You would not be in charge of Louisiana, sir, one of the most illuminated states in the Union, if you were with the people. It's not logical, Mr. Jindal. It's not logical. Texas Brine, DNR, we know that y'all guys are in control of this. Are you going to do something to it to make it even a bigger disaster? I don't know. But we know who's in charge of this. You have your blue ribbon panel. You've got all Illuminati bloodline members on there. You've got the nuclear industry involved. You know, Sandia National Laboratories. 2 members from Sandia National Laboratories, the nuclear industry, the ones that designed, developed the nuclear bomb. It's interesting why they're on this panel, the blue ribbon panel, and in the past, only times where the blue ribbon panels have been brought out has been times like 9/11, the Iraqi WMD investigation, things like that. Now, Texas Brine is saying they are making offers. I would advise these people that they make offers to, don't take the first daggum offer. You need to arm wrestle them for a while, because they're not going to just bring you all the money you deserve for disturbing your life for 9 months. And fight it. Get somebody to help you, advise you, and squeeze these guys. It's an insurance company that's going to pay this off. Squeeze them. Now, Texas Brine would like to make you think that they're just a family-owned business. See right here? Family-owned business with Louisiana heritage for 200 years. Last 3 generations of their families been engaged in destroying the state. Oops, they didn't say that, I did. Guys, I want to introduce you to something. This is the Idaho Pickers newsroom. Okay? This is something new that's available on my website. I'll put the link down below for you. But if you want to kind of keep up with what's going on with the Louisiana sinkhole, you can come here, and not just the Louisiana sinkhole, but things that are going on with the White House, things that are going on like with FEMA drills. You can come here and click on a tab, and it'll load you all the most recent news from a bunch of sources, in which I'm adding more and more sources all the time. Okay, you can come here and look and see if there's been any recent explosions in the news. Okay, it feeds out of Twitter, Facebook, and a bunch of other places. And I would suggest coming here and checking this out. This is a way that you can keep up on the news. It's one of the ways I keep up on the news and what's happening out there. You can read about conspiracies, United Nations, military U.S. exercises, Illuminati, bloggers being arrested. Here, let me move this up so you can see that. Sorry. See here, fireballs, bloggers being arrested. You can even read about updates on Comet Ison and weather updates and so on. Okay, but the Louisiana sinkhole is one of the sources that I have set in here so that you can keep up with what's going on there as well. Okay, and if you have any requests as to websites that you want to be added to this, I'd be happy to take a look at them. Okay, and that's one of the things that is new. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of other things that are new. I've added a new book to my library. The name of this book that's been added to the Pickers Reading Library is Union Jack, or The Union Jack. If you want to understand exactly how our Union got jacked, you can read this book and it will explain it to you. The book is sitting on here in a magazine format. You can come and click through it. I'll kind of show you here. Okay, you can flip through it just like if it's a book. Okay, you got the controls right on your page to be able to do that. You can zoom in if you want to, so that in case you read easier with it bigger, or just can't see very well, you know. Okay, I still have Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars on here. If you've not read this, you need to read this. This will explain so much. And I've got it right here for you free. You can download it if you want and read it on your own PC at your own time. And let me show you a couple of other things. I now have a clothing line that I'm designing that actually I want y'all guys' help on. It's called the Pickers Apparel Shop, that is now on my website. And you can come here and you can see some of the ones that I've designed. This is a iPhone 5 cover. Mommy uses logic before authority. Here's a baby's outfit and it says Mommy uses logic before authority. You can pick different colors, different sizes. Daddy uses logic before authority. Here's a little baby's outfit again. It's like a onesie kind of thing. No fluoride for me, Mommy. Let's take a look at a couple of others here. Here is my mantra. That's a picture of my tattoo on my back right there. Only God will judge me. And I've designed a t-shirt. It says only God will judge me. And as you can see, the prices are very reasonable. Only $9.50 for this t-shirt. And here's one for the kitchen. Daddy says no to GMOs. Here's another one. Mommy says no to GMOs. And that's about it for this episode, guys. I'll be back again with y'all guys soon. We're going to be doing a get-together here for video makers and so on here in the very near future. talk to you again here very soon on Logic Before Authority.